So this is the first unit, which is health and safety management principles and policy. So in this first unit, we are discussing about principles and policies. So in this first unit, you have to cover two tasks. Okay, task one is there and task two is there. This is according to the criteria. This is according to the guidelines. So the two tasks you have to cover. And here in this video, we will be explaining you how you have to cover these two tasks for fulfilling your first project of OTHM, which is Health and Safety Management Principles and Policy. So in the task one, see, this is all about policy. This is all about management principles and policy. So in the first task, you have to do a case study of health and safety management system. Okay. So in that case study, approximately you have to write of 1,500 to 2,500 words about an organization's health and safety. In that, you have to include a performance objectives and targets. What is the targets of that organization? The targets means what is their objective? For example, reducing the incident workplace, has injuries and all. So what is the target? That target should be smart. Smart means what? Specific. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. It should be time bound, so that there should be a specific number which has to be attached to that. Then the second point that we have to cover is the information management. Information management, how safety information is recorded. What is the process in that company for recording, communicating, and distributing the safety information? See, for example, they making safety HSE, the HSE policy, where they are keeping it, whether that is accessible to all. That all things you have to cover. Then the critical evaluation. So this one, if you're doing all this process, your task one would be completed. Now let us take this as an example. See, for example, case study on health and safety management system. This is our first task. Okay. So first task, you have to address three things: performance objectives, which should be smart, then how this information is communicated, and what is the critical evaluation. Okay, so performance objective, for example, we are here telling that reduce the workplace injury by 15% the next 12 months. So that objective is smart objective. Then this how we will be doing monthly inspections, etc. We will be conducting. Okay, then this you have to make it as a report. Okay, report means as we have said, this should be actually 1,500, 2,500 words. So all these things you have to expand and write. Okay, then how you are communicating. So communicating what type of central digital systems you are using. Are you providing any kind of toolbox talks and all? Those things will be included in that section. Then integration. Now, how you are integrating with other systems, HR or quality management, like other departments, how you are integrating. So is linked to the HR system to track employees. So how you are integrating the safety management system with the other systems. See, for example, here we have said we are integrating with the HR system so that workers' safety training records are known or integrated with that. So that you have to integrate. So in the same way, how you are integrating with the quality systems, how you are integrating with other systems. Okay, and then you have to give certain recommendations, like recommendations what you are doing now and what you are planning to do in the future. That you have to give. So now, this is all about the unit one's first task. First task we will be covering three objectives in that. Now you are moving into the second task based upon our guidelines. So in the second task, critical review of health and safety policy. Okay, so in this, you have to cover minimum of 3,000 to 4,000 words of HSE policy. Here, the first task is all about HSE management systems. Management systems, what is the target of management system, how you are communicating it, what is the evaluation, and how it is integrated with other systems. That is what we have discussed in the first task. In the second task, we will be more discussing about the policy, specifically about the policy, and that would be 3,000 to 4,000 words, the policy. Okay, so in this policy, we will be basically covering four objectives, four sections we will be covering. The first section about the introduction of this policy. While we are doing the introduction, we will be telling why this policy is important. What are the moral arguments why this policy is important? What are the legal arguments why this policy is important? And what are the financial arguments why this HSE policy is important? That we will be actually writing in the report. Now, objective of the policy will be discussed. Then impact assessment. These things we'll be discussing detailedly by giving an example. Like impact of the policy, what are the external impact and what are the internal impact? See, external impact means if external policies, external things, what are, if organization culture is changed, if legal changes are happening, and also what are the internal things that is happening, and according to it, what kind of changes will be coming into the policy that you have to write. And according to the consultations and communications that you have conducted, based upon the consultation and communications, what new things you have added to the policy while making the policy, have you consulted with other stakeholders, other employees and all. Then policy effectiveness and recommendations, evaluate how the policy drives the organization's safety management system, and provide recommendations. Okay, now you have to cover the four aspects, four sections you have to cover, and that too you have to make a word count of 4,000 words for that. So first you have to make an introduction. In the introduction, you have to give the moral argument why this policy is important. Morally, see, this is our safety moral responsibility, right to safe working environment. In that way, you have to develop the project. Okay. Then legal justification, Occupational Health and Safety Act, the basic normal your company's responsibility. Then other legal stakeholders like your state where you're operating, your country you're operating, other authorities. All those things will be coming under legal justifications. Then financial justifications, because there will be direct costs and indirect cost, insurance cost. We have to reduce all such costs. So the financial justifications are also understood. Now, internal factors means policy. While you are developing the policy, what are all the internal factors that affects the policy, like production targets, pressure from the employees. External factors like organizational sectoral change that is happening. All those things will be coming. Then consultation, are you consulting with with other stakeholders? Okay. Then are you consulting with the employees while developing such a policy? Then what are the recommendations that you got while developing this policy? So if you are covering these two tasks, there are only two tasks that you have to do in your unit one. The first task is all about your health and safety management systems, how you are developing and management systems, what is your present system and what is the recommendations. And the second task is all about HSE policy, how you have developed this policy, what are the moral, legal, and financial arguments that you have kept in mind while developing that policy. Then what are the impacts, internal and external, while developing internal of the organization and external of the organization. And then have you done any consultation arrangement, and what are the effectiveness, what are the recommendations that you have included while developing this policy. See, this is very, very important step, that you develop this by your own, because while you are developing this, you are actually making a policy for your company, or you are making this policy for submitting for your OTHM projects. Also, you are making a management system. You are understanding the management system. So while you are developing such a unit one, so such a report for unit one, you would be actually a manager by itself, because you are covering whole of management systems and you are covering whole of policy. So your ability to draft a policy, your ability to understand the management system improves. So that is why your ability, your competency to become a manager also improves. So that is why this unit, not only this unit, all the units are important. That is how this OTHM projects has been made, so that your competency improves. And that is why this is level 6 course, this is level 6 diploma, and you are uh, competent to become a manager after doing this course. Okay. Now we will be discussing unit 2 in our next video.